Welcome in, everyone. We're diving into The Secret by Rhonda Byrne today.
Ooh, interesting choice.
It is. A lot of you sent in excerpts, so we have a lot to unpack.
The law of attraction, right?
Exactly. We're going to break down how it supposedly works using your excerpts.
Looking forward to it.
And we'll try to make sense of those intriguing anecdotes, see if this secret holds any water. Full disclaimer, though, folks.
Oh, right. The book mentions that.
Yeah. It's not a replacement for professional advice. Don't ditch your therapist for a vision board just yet.
Good call. Now, at its core, The Secret is all about this idea
That's a big one.
that, attracts like. But it goes beyond just, wanting a red car and getting a red car.
Right. It's deeper than that.
Much deeper. It claims we're constantly sending out these frequencies based on our thoughts and feelings.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Imagine yourself as a giant magnet. And what you're thinking and feeling, that's what you're attracting into your life.
So if I'm constantly stressing about money, I'm actually attracting more financial struggle.
That's the gist of it, yeah. And it's fascinating? The book even brings up ancient civilizations, like the Babylonians.
Okay, what about them?
It suggests that they understood this principle, maybe not consciously, but they used it to build their wealth and empires.
Really? So this secret has been around for centuries.
Apparently so. But here's the kicker. The Secret claims only a tiny percentage of people, like 1%, actually know about it and use it effectively.
A select few who are in on the secret to abundance.
Exactly. They're out there quietly manifesting their dream lives while the rest of us are left wondering, what's the catch?
Okay, now I really want in on this secret. But how do we tap into this power? I mean, the book describes us as these human transmission towers.
Right, and just like a transmission tower, we're broadcasting our thoughts and feelings out into the world, shaping our reality.
So it's like we're constantly emitting signals, and those signals are attracting similar frequencies back to us.
Exactly. The book compares it to changing channels on a TV. Change the channel, change the picture, change your thoughts, change your reality.
That actually makes a lot of sense. And this ties into those mind-blowing quantum physics theories, right? Where our thoughts aren't just passive observers, but active participants in shaping reality.
It is pretty mind-blowing, isn't it? The Secret even mentions this quantum physicist, Dr. Fred Alan Wolf. He suggests that our minds might be influencing the very fabric of the universe. It's a lot to wrap your head around. Basically, we're not just along for the ride. We're actually co-creating our experience with the universe.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
But it also begs the question, what happens when we focus on what we don't want? The Secret calls this the don't want epidemic.
And it's a big one. Think about it. How often do we find ourselves dwelling on things we don't want to happen? Like debt, bad relationships, or even just a bad hair day.
All the time. But are you saying that by focusing on those negative things, we're actually making them more likely to happen?
That's exactly what The Secret suggests. It's like we're putting in an order to the universe for more of what we don't want.
And the universe, being a dutiful servant, delivers.
Precisely. The book even tells this story about a student named Robert. He was stuck in this negative cycle, always focusing on what he didn't want. But then he made a conscious effort to shift his focus to what he did want, and his life completely transformed.
So it's not about pretending that bad things don't exist or that we shouldn't acknowledge challenges. It's about consciously choosing to focus our energy on what we want to attract instead.
Exactly. The law of attraction doesn't judge our desires. It simply responds to the dominant frequency we're emitting. Robert's story is a great example of how consciously shifting our thoughts can lead to real changes in our lives.
So powerful. Okay, so it's not about denying the negative, but about shifting our focus to the positive. Which brings me to emotions. They play a huge role in all of this, right? The book talks about them as instant feedback from the universe, like an emotional barometer, if you will. What do you think about that?
It's an interesting way to look at it. Our emotions can definitely be a gauge for how aligned we are with our desires. Think of it this way. Good feelings are like the universe giving you a thumbs up, a sign that you're on the right track. And those not so good feelings, consider them a gentle nudge to reassess, to course correct, and get back into alignment.
It's like those navigation apps that recalculate your route when you make a wrong turn.
Exactly. Except in this case, it's our inner guidance system, powered by our emotions, helping us navigate towards our desires. The Secret is basically saying, pay attention to how you're feeling.
So that pit in my stomach, when I think about work tomorrow, that's my cue to adjust my frequency, focus on the good stuff, or start envisioning a career I'm actually excited about.
Precisely. It's about recognizing those emotional cues and using them as guideposts on our manifestation journey.
Okay, this is making more sense now. Our thoughts are the steering wheel, our emotions are the GPS, and the universe is, well, the open road.
I like that analogy. And speaking of analogies, The Secret has a pretty interesting one about how we're all like Aladdin with our very own genie.
Oh, right. I love that analogy.
Yeah.
But it's not as simple as just rubbing a lamp and having our wishes granted, is it?
Not quite. The Secret emphasizes the importance of really believing that we're worthy of receiving our desires. It's not enough to just wish. We need to embody the feeling of already having what we want. It's about stepping into that energy of already being, doing, or having whatever it is we desire.
So we're sending out these vibes, these frequencies, and the universe is like, your wish is my command. High stakes, right?
Pretty much. But here's the catch. It's not enough to just wish, cross our fingers and hope for the best. We actually have to believe it. Truly believe we deserve it.
Believing we're worthy of all the good stuff. That's a big one, isn't it? Because sometimes those limiting beliefs creep in. Like, I'm not good enough, or money is always a struggle.
Those are the real dream crushers. The book talks about that. The Secret suggests we got to root out those limiting beliefs. Replace them with thoughts that support our desires. It's about rewiring our thinking, our subconscious minds, to align with what we want.
So instead of, money is hard to come by, I should be affirming, money flows to me easily and abundantly, like really feeling it.
Exactly. It's about convincing our inner genie, and maybe more importantly ourselves, that we're deserving of financial abundance. The book even suggests trying that thing. What was it?
Writing ourselves a check from the Bank of the Universe. I remember that.
Right. For the exact amount we want to manifest. It sounds a little out there.
Maybe a little, but I kind of love it.
It's about shifting your energy,
Yeah.
holding that check, picturing that money in your account. You're aligning yourself with the frequency of wealth.
Okay, so we're back to frequencies. It all comes back to that. It's like we're fine-tuning our internal radio to pick up the stations that are playing our song.
I like that analogy. And you know what else amplifies our manifesting powers, according to the book?
What's that?
Gratitude. The Secret talks about it a lot. It's like this super-powered fertilizer for our desires. You know who they mention? Albert Einstein?
Really? The genius himself was practicing gratitude.
Apparently. The book suggested that gratitude is like a magnet for abundance. When we appreciate what we already have, we're shifting our energy into a state of receiving even more good stuff.
Okay, so it's like we're sending out this clear message to the universe. Hey, I'm open and ready to receive more blessings.
Exactly. And this ties into another biggie from The Secret, visualization. Remember the Wright brothers?
Of course, those aviation pioneers.
They're a perfect example. They achieved the impossible, right? Human flight. And a big part of their success, they held a crystal clear vision in their minds. They imagined it, felt it, believed it.
They saw themselves soaring through the sky long before they ever built an airplane. They didn't just dream it, they lived it in their minds.
Exactly. Their story reminds us that the power of belief, combined with a vivid vision, can lead to those extraordinary breakthroughs. And if a couple of bicycle mechanics can manifest flight, imagine what we can achieve when we harness this power.
Speaking of manifesting big dreams, the
Yeah.
book tells this crazy story about a family who used The Secret to become the first family at Epcot. Like, the first ones let in.
Right. I remember that one. They visualized it with such detail. They could practically smell the popcorn and hear the music. And guess what? It happened.
Now that's what I call magical.
Yeah.
It definitely makes me want to dust off my vision board and get to work.
Oh.
But what about those real-life limitations, those curveballs life throws our way? How does The Secret address those?
That's where it gets really interesting. The Secret says that our biggest limitations often aren't external. They're internal. They're in our minds. It's those self-imposed boundaries, those I can't or I'm not enough thoughts that keep us stuck.
So if we buy into those thoughts, those limitations become our reality.
Precisely. The key is to shift our focus. Instead of fixating on lack or what we don't have, we need to tap into the abundance that's already around us. It's about recognizing that the universe is teeming with possibilities, with creativity, love, joy, you name it. It's all there, waiting for us to align with it.
Okay, so it's about shifting our perception, seeing the glass as half full, or better yet, overflowing with abundance. But how do we actually do that?
Well, The Secret lays out this step-by-step process they call the creative process. It's like a roadmap to manifestation.
A manifestation recipe book. Okay, I'm ready. What's step one?
First, we got to get clear about what we actually want, like crystal clear. And then we put that request out to the universe. We ask.
So it's like placing our order with the cosmic chef, but instead of a menu, we're using our desires as inspiration.
Exactly. And once we've placed our order, This is where faith comes in, believing. Truly believing that what we've asked for is already on its way. It's trusting that the universe has our back, working behind the scenes to make it happen.
So no more second-guessing the universe's ability to deliver. It's like hitting that order now button and trusting that Amazon Prime will do its thing.
Precisely. And this is a big one, receiving. This is where we get to embody the feeling of already having what we desire. It's not just about thinking it, it's about feeling it with every fiber of our being.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here. Feeling it is key.
Hmm.
So if I'm trying to manifest, say, my dream job, it's not enough to just update my resume and apply.
Yeah.
I need to actually feel the excitement, the gratitude, the sense of accomplishment as if I'm already working that dream job.
Exactly. It's about aligning our energy with the frequency of our desires, becoming a walking, talking magnet for what we want to attract. We're essentially sending out a clear signal to the universe. This is what I'm ready to receive.
It's like we're putting on the outfit, rehearsing the lines, and stepping onto the stage of our dream life, even before the curtains officially rise.
Oh.
Okay, this is making so much sense. Now, while The Secret talks about applying these principles to pretty much any area of our lives, let's get specific. Let's start with finances. How does this whole like attracts like thing apply to attracting more abundance into our bank accounts?
Money matters. It's something a lot of people want to manifest. And The Secret says it all starts with a mindset shift. We need to move from a place of scarcity to abundance. It's about focusing on the wealth we want to attract, not on the lack we might be experiencing in the moment.
So instead of stressing about bills and debt, we need to train our minds to see endless possibilities and opportunities for financial growth.
Exactly. And a big part of that is visualizing ourselves already having that money we desire. Imagine spending it, enjoying it, feeling the gratitude of having it in your life.
It's about convincing our inner genie, and maybe more importantly ourselves, that we're worthy of financial abundance.
Exactly. And it's not just about receiving, it's about giving too. The Secret emphasizes the importance of generosity, of sharing our abundance with others, whether it's our time, our money, or our talents.
So it's about embracing a mindset of abundance in all areas of our lives, which makes me think about the power of The Secret in cultivating those loving, fulfilling relationships.
Absolutely. And the book says these principles work for all sorts of relationships, whether it's attracting a new love, strengthening existing bonds, or even improving our relationships with family and friends.
So how do we apply The Secret to our love lives? Is it just about visualizing our perfect partner and hoping for the best?
It's a bit more nuanced than that. The Secret emphasizes the power of appreciation. It's about focusing on the qualities we admire and appreciate in others, rather than dwelling on their flaws or shortcomings.
It's like we're choosing to water the flowers, not the weeds, in our relationships, nurturing the good stuff.
Exactly. And the secret isn't all about just thinking positive thoughts. We have to take action too, aligned action. It's not enough to daydream about that soulmate, right? We have to put ourselves out there, create opportunities for love to blossom.
So if I'm looking for a relationship, aligned action might mean, say, joining a dating app or finally trying that salsa class I've been eyeing.
Exactly. Or even just smiling at that cute stranger in the coffee shop. It's about showing the universe and ourselves that we're serious about finding love.
Taking those scary but exciting steps towards what we want. Love it. Now, shifting gears a bit, what about health? This is another big one. And The Secret seems to have some pretty bold ideas about how our thoughts and beliefs can influence our physical well-being.
Right. The mind-body connection is huge in this whole law of attraction thing. The Secret suggests that if we're always focused on illness or worrying about our health, we might actually be attracting more negativity into our bodies.
So instead of dwelling on every ache and pain, we should be visualizing ourselves as healthy, vibrant, and full of energy, almost like we're already living in that healthy body.
Exactly. It's about shifting that internal dialogue from I'm sick to I am healing or I am strong and healthy. The book even shares stories of people who claim they overcame some serious health challenges through the power of belief and positive thinking.
That's powerful stuff. Of course, it's crucial to acknowledge the importance of traditional medicine and consulting with healthcare professionals. But I think The Secret reminds us that our mindset plays a huge role in our overall well-being. It's a piece of the puzzle. But what about those times when, despite our best efforts to stay positive, life throws us a curveball? How do we apply The Secret when things aren't going our way?
That's where the concept of resistance comes in. The Secret talks about this. When we resist something, when we fight against it, we're actually giving it more power and attention, making it more likely to stick around.
It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The more you push against it, the harder it's going to spring back up.
Exactly. So instead of resisting what we don't want, The Secret suggests that we acknowledge it, maybe even thank it for the lesson, and then shift our focus to what we do want. It's about consciously redirecting our thoughts and energy towards something more positive.
Changing the channel in our minds, tuning into a different frequency.
Got it.
But, it's not just about personal transformation, is it? The Secret suggests that these principles can be applied on a much larger scale to the world around us.
Absolutely. It's a powerful idea. The book talks about how by consciously choosing love over fear, abundance over scarcity, unity over separation, we can actually contribute to creating a better world.
It's like we're all part of this massive energy field. And our thoughts, our actions, they all create these ripple effects. So if enough of us focus on peace, compassion, sustainability, maybe we can shift the collective consciousness for the better.
Exactly. The Secret challenges us to step into our power as conscious creators, not just of our own lives, but of the world we share. And this is where things get a little more spiritual, wouldn't you say? The book seems to suggest that we're not just physical beings having a human experience, we're actually spiritual beings having a human experience.
It's that idea that we're all interconnected, part of something much greater than ourselves. And we have access to this universal wisdom, this infinite potential, if we just know how to tap into it.
Right. The Secret reminds us to listen to our intuition, to connect with that wise voice within. It's about trusting that we're guided and supported on this journey. Now, of course, not everyone's going to agree with everything in The Secret. It sparked a lot of debate, which is understandable. It challenges conventional thinking and asks us to reconsider some pretty big questions about our role in creating our reality.
It's definitely a conversation starter. And like any thought-provoking idea, it's up to each of us to decide what resonates, what rings true for us.
Exactly. The Secret offers a framework, a set of tools for understanding the power of our minds and how we might use that power to create lives we love. But ultimately, it's up to each of us to take those tools and see what we can build with them.
To explore those possibilities, to experiment, to see what unfolds when we start aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions with our deepest desires. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, we'll unlock a little bit of magic along the way. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into The Secret. We hope you found it enlightening, inspiring, and maybe even a little life-changing. Until next time, keep those good vibes flowing.